Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Me, your host, Session, Red Devils Talk, and today's video is very difficult to do. There is an update on Mason Greenwood, as you see, and there's a bit of talk about Maguire also, his deal being off. A bit of a stumbling block with Sufyan Amrabat, and of course, there's the bad performance we had against Wolves, which I didn't even get to speak about yet, because it's literally been an up and down in terms of turmoil, in terms of news with our beloved club. And I'm saddened by the Greenwood news that has come out via the Athletic and the club making an official statement, which I will read out to you. But before we speak about Mason Greenwood, let's focus on the Wolves game. Our first Premier League match, Monday evening passed. We won 1-0, got the points, got the result. But the performance was really, really bad. We were crap. So crap. And there's not much you can say on it, but be thankful for the fact that we actually got the result. Now, of course, we don't expect to play like that throughout the rest of the season. And it is the first game of the season, so maybe pre-season was a bit too hard. Maybe there was a new tactical plan because Wolves didn't really have a new coach that we could actually try and counter what they were doing. There was a lack of physicality, a lack of movement, and we almost lost 3-4 0. Wolves should have been ahead. Onana doing what we expect of a goalkeeper. And forget about his ball playing abilities. He did well as a goalkeeper, saving us countless times in the dying moments, clutching onto the ball in mid-air and holding onto it. Relieves pressure, especially at a time when we were absolutely having the sink thrown at us by Wolves. Because of good defending, I would say, here and there, we managed to carry out a good result. On the one hand, you can say that this is what champions are made of. They win when they're not playing well, but I don't want to talk about a title race right now. I looked at the game and I saw too many midfield gaps. I feel that either Bruno or Mount needed to check which one was going forward and which one was staying. I know Ten Hag probably wanted to play a high press, and that is the reason why Bruno and Mount were so high. But he left Casemiro exposed and he really looked quite leggy in midfield. And maybe it is just, that getting up to speed with the match rhythm, the Premier League match rhythm that there is. And of course, as I said, the result is what is important. And our next game is Spurs, and we'll definitely do a preview on that, sorry. But the Wolves game, the positives we take out of it, in my opinion, is basically just one, the way Onana played, two, the way Wan-Bissaka played, quite comfortable on the ball, and three, the fact that we kept on going, the fact that we never gave up, that we continued to press and grind out opportunities, and perhaps we should have scored our goals of our own. The front three definitely should have done more. Rashford is not a striker, should definitely not have, in my opinion, been the option up front. Perhaps he could have gone for a false nine. Martial was on the bench. Perhaps he could have come on and maybe changed the dynamic in us having a focal point up front. Garnacho seemed like a kid, again, unable to make the correct decisions. Likewise, Anthony. And I'm sure Ten Hag will look at all of those things ahead of our game against Spurs. But I'm happy to get the 3 points. And the performance was not great. That is self-explanatory and it has to improve. Simple as that. We cannot perform like that against any team, let alone the big teams, because we will get exposed and we will probably find ourselves losing 5-0, 4-0, 7-0 like we did last season to Liverpool. So we'll see what happens as we go on in the season and how we approach the Spurs game. That is our next game. So Harry Maguire, in the previous video, I said that he is sold. There was a fee agreed of £30 million with West Ham, but he didn't want to go. And it came out and was reported that the deal is off. Maguire is not going to West Ham. He was never agreeing any sort of personal terms. And he feels that he will get enough games to play and wants to stay at United and he feels settled. And on the other hand, the reason why he didn't go, the real reason why he didn't go, was simply because he wanted more money. His agent made mention of the factor that there's £15 million that he could have been earning should he stay, and if the club don't pay that, then he's not leaving. That's disgusting. He should be out of the door. Ten Hag doesn't see him as part of his plans. He's no longer the captain of the club, should never have been the captain of the club, so he should basically be out of the door. If we could force out Cristiano Ronaldo, surely we can get rid of Maguire. Nothing more to be said on that. He shouldn't be at the club. He shouldn't be playing for the club. We should be dropping him to the reserves or terminating his contract, not giving him a squad number. He should be out of the door. He's embarrassed himself enough. He's had his opportunities to shine and simply has failed to do so. He's going to lose his England place, and he's definitely going to cause a consequence where the fans will turn on him. And they already did in pre-season by booing him after the mistake. So he's made his bed and his time at United is done. The quicker he leaves, the better for everyone. Because it's affecting our transfer window. Donny van de Beek, you look at the likes of Brandon Williams, Eric Bailly, Maguire, McTominay. These are players that should have been sold, that should have allowed us to get the likes of Amrabat. It has now come out that we are making contact with Bayern Munich for Ryan Gravenberch, which is another player that Ten Hag had and made a quality player before he moved to Bayern Munich. So if we can get an Amrabat and a Gravenberch, that is a huge upgrade on Fred and McTominay. But when we had an offer for McTominay of 30 million, we turned it down. We said we demand more. Nobody's going to come back for him. Nobody's going to pay that amount of money. And that is the problem. So it leaves us with a problem with Liverpool now chasing Amrabat and contacting his new agents. Now Fabrizio said that he's waiting for us and that he wants to join Man United and play for Erik ten Hag. But on the other hand, definitely, we need to put in a bid. That is what is being said, because if Liverpool goes ahead and puts in a bid, Fiorentina might accept it and then they can speak to Amrabat and he might change his mind. We might lose Amrabat, which is a player that Ten Hag has targeted from the get-go when we needed a midfielder to come and replace Fred and McTominay. We need Amrabat. The game against Wolves showed that. We need Amrabat and we need to get him over the line. We need to get that deal done. Maguire stalling us with Pavard as well. We can't even go sign another centre-back because of him and his baby mentality of not wanting to leave because of money. But enough transfer news. I want us to go back to the Greenwood update and let me get right into it and speak to you about exactly what was said by the club. And the statement says, following the dropping of all charges against Greenwood in February 2023, United has conducted a thorough investigation into the allegations made against him. This has drawn extensive evidence and context not in the public domain, and we have heard from numerous people with direct involvement or knowledge of the case. Throughout this process, the welfare and perspective of the alleged victim has been central to the club's inquiries, and we respect her right to lifelong anonymity. We also have responsibilities to Mason as an employee, as a young person who has been with the club since the age of 7, and as a new father with his partner. The fact-finding phase of our investigation is now complete, and we are in the final stages of making a decision on Mason's future. Contrary to media speculation, that decision has not yet been made and is currently the subject of intensive internal deliberation. Responsibility ultimately rests with the Chief Executive Officer, being Richard Arnold. Once made, the decision will be communicated and explained to the club's internal and external stakeholders. This has been a difficult case for everyone associated with Man United, and we understand the strong opinions it has provoked based on the partial evidence in the public domain. We ask for patience in the final stages of this carefully considered process. I've said it before. I'm saddened by the fact that our club is looking to bring him back. That they are asking internal and external people about him coming back. It has been reported by The Athletic that he's got the backing of the players and Ten Hag and he's just waiting for a green light. It has been said that At the beginning of August, Richard Arnold wanted to integrate him into the Manchester United first team, and that could happen next week. Guys, I've always been vocal about it. I don't want Greenwood to play for our club again. The evidence that was publicly out there still sticks with me. And it's not even about that. I don't want to be stuck here talking about what he did and what happened, or as they say, the charges were dropped. I don't want to be. I don't want to see him play for Manchester United again, and it's going to be difficult to support him as a player. It's going to be difficult to support the team when he's playing, and that's me being honest. It's tough, and it's not good news. And we'll have to see exactly what happens right now going forward with this. But that was the update from the club, and it looks a lot like he's coming back, and that is sad. That is quite distasteful, and I am disappointed in my club. But if you stuck this long to the video, thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I always talk all things Manchester United. Not a good one today. We won 1-0 against Wolves. Bad performance. Maguire simply not going anywhere, so causes a trouble in our transfer window. Amrabat, we are fighting against Liverpool for his signature now. We have to make a bid. We need him. We've seen that against Wolves. And Greenwood, potentially on his way back. Not good news. But thank you for joining me. Have a good one. Till we speak again soon. Bye bye, Red Devils.